The TESI as a whole can be described as articulate, blunt, and practical.
The Clinton campaign is trying to make about Donald Trump is that he's not up to being commander-in-chief. He isn't careful enough, he doesn't know enough.
Fan of facts. I'm not sure they have any bearing on what person's popularity is.
I don't. I think actually a lot of people are energized, a lot of people are excited. If you look at these primaries.
Their articulation will often be matter-of-fact and possibly seen as cold by other types.
People get hurt all the time. I'm not about to walk on eggshells.
I mean, this is probably the best time to be a grouch, in all of history, because there's the most things to complain about, and at the moment they don't actually kill you for it, which they used to do, or burn you.
They'll have a tendency to be unfiltered and uncensored in their expressions.
Yeah, so
they wouldn't let you do this. They made me take that out.
It's a bit suggestive.
It's a bit, but I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. I'm like, all you're gonna be able to show is my name. Michael made it, and then you're gonna have to cut the video off.
He says it's very trashy for women to curse. What the is his problem?
And will also make good use of their snappy sense of humor.
This guy started emailing me, and I thought he was a pervert. So I was like, stop emailing me, but he ended up signing me, and he's not a pervert.
Lori Esty, her name is, and she's backstage. She actually begged me to come back on her knees, which is where I want these executives to be.
Kindergartners would literally perish if you didn't hold their hands. You got to take them from the car, otherwise they'll walk to Portugal. They have no...
Let's take a moment to become familiar with the voltology of this type. As samples appear on screen, aim to find the underlying quality that connects all these samples together.
Third films together with Pandora, which we haven't seen at all, and that's an ecosystem.
$10 billion mouth, and it doesn't have to spend any of it, because everyone who are politically engaged, because so few people are, and whatever
that is a result of the incredible frustration with where we are as a country, with the failures of the Obama-Clinton economy. And I think people are hungry for his concerns, and his concerns about Donald Trump. Mitt and I come from a different place in the political spectrum, but he's entitled to discuss.
Out of Iraq, she was the Secretary of State who was pushing President Obama to intervene in Libya, which helped create a vacuum that ISIS has helped fill. Doesn't she bear some responsibility, if not the founder, some responsibility for the rise of ISIS?
I was going to talk about women and power, the lessons of the 20th century, because I think there's a lot of triumphalist talk that masks the real historic situation.
A million times bigger than a wasp, and those are terrifying. So this is just great advice, ladies. If you are confronted with a potential
10-4, you're a 4 at home, you ship out, you're a 10, go back home, you're a 4. So this thing to say that that's how I became aware of the books, and then I read the book after that, and the book was so funny and so smart and so...
When TE is strongly favored, many TESI will land in positions of leadership and may even have their own startup company or their own business.
I guess I am a CEO. I've always had that desk fantasy and normal office job.
Can I just pause and just soak up that delicious moment that Drew Barrymore's fantasy is to work in an office and carry a briefcase and go on a business trip.
But the TESI can also play a very different card and get into comedy or art production, languages, physics, engineering, antiques restoration, late-night talk shows, and all types of activities. This brief overview covers only the most common expression of the TESI. There are many other shades of this type which we'll be covering in future videos. Can you recognize the TESIs in your life? Let us know in the comments down below or visit our forum at cognitivetype.boards.net.